children are creative naturally. And I think what happens is the education system gets in the way of the creativity. So when people ask the question, what can we do to get the education system to give them more creativity, I actually think it's kind of the wrong question. It's what can we do for the education system not to get in the way of the creativity.
You know, how do we go about doing that? How do we create a learning environment which really taps into that natural creativity? I think that's the challenge. I think that's the thing that we should really be focusing on.
I think the magic is not just putting something in place to, allow kids to be creative in their education, their learning, but making sure we don't put the barriers in that stop them taking the natural creative place that they're at.
Slot children into the system rather than adapting the system to allow for the individuals.
You know, the secret weapon in education is simply engagement. It absolutely is. A group of children who are engaged are stellar.
I think that's the idea, is to somehow nurture that element of surprise, that ability to ask questions, be foolish, accept failure, take some risks. Those are really the core elements.
Educate kids in a way that's teaching them how to think, not what to think.
Restricting the amount of television and especially the amount of video games and the like that they get early in their lives is the best way to make them creative.
And I think it'd be great in schools if we could have programs where kids come up with ideas and learn how to sort of turn them into something.
The best learning experiences that people ever have are from experience.
If I think about what have I learned in my life, it's from my own projects, not from formal learning.
Thinking should be part of every child's education. There should be a specific subject on the curriculum called thinking, and that would include creativity.
Be turned on by learning. So you need a driver to turn you on to learning if you're not naturally academic, and the arts really does that.
Being adaptive learners through storytelling. So never throwing out something that's worked for thousands of years.
Make it interesting. If you want people to learn for life, make it interesting. Don't just keep pushing the same stuff that I learned, at school 40 years ago.
I think where we start with education is that we don't actually spend enough on it anyway.
We have to reward our teachers better.
I think that if we genuinely believe that there are capabilities and skills we want in people that they don't have when they come into the workforce, or we think they should acquire earlier, then we should be part of the process of encouraging the education system to evolve.
And I think more schools should move away from the structure of a classroom to creating a lot more collaborative learning environments.
I would love to see more investigative teaching, get those kids out exploring, learning versus all classroom. So having them be more inspired on different subjects would be fantastic.